Good morning. Today's show is both personal and relevant based on a story that came out last week. I'm sure many of you have already heard about the fertility clinics in both California and Ohio that they had frozen embryos, that people had frozen their eggs to save for future pregnancies, and the air conditioning units failed, and some of these embryos were destroyed through no fault of the people who paid to keep them there. And of course, the fertility clinic is on the hook. They're going to be sued and they're going to pay out a lot of money. But that's not where I'm going with this story. I saw one of the victims and her husband, this couple, on a segment of the news talking about the fact that they had lost their embryos at one of these clinics, and they had their lawyer with them. They're going to sue. But it's their story that concerned me the most and is so tragic. In 2015, this woman, recently married, was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. Now, I've talked about this before. You ladies, you all know we go for our annual ladies' exams and we get the pap smear. That's actually a lab. It gets sent to the lab, it's diagnosed, we get our cervical stuff diagnosed quickly, and if you have the cancer, it's diagnosed early in most cases. Those pelvic exams we get are not good for early diagnosis of ovarian and uterine cancer. In fact, most ovarian and uterine cancers, when they are diagnosed, are already at stage 3 or 4. And most women are dead within 5 years. Very few women survive uterine and ovarian cancer once it is diagnosed. So this woman was diagnosed with ovarian cancer. And of course they said, well, we're going to remove the ovary for sure, maybe do a whole hysterectomy, and then we'll do chemo and all that, all the fun poison stuff. And she said, oh, no, wait, no, I need to put that off. What? What do you mean? It's cancer. You have cancer in your body right now. No, see, we want to get pregnant. And so I'm going to put this off. I'm going to do the IVF, in vitro fertile. I'm going to harvest my eggs, and we're going to create embryos and freeze them so that, if I beat this cancer, I can get pregnant. And oh, by the way, let's just remove that cancerous ovary. Let's leave all the other stuff in there because, quote, every woman dreams and wants to carry her baby in her uterus, in her body. We're going to get back to that in a minute. Yeah, but that was her quote. Every woman wants this. This is all any woman ever wants, is to be pregnant and have her baby growing in her own body. So she had her ovary out after about a month because she waited. And they froze their embryos, and guess what happened in 2017? Yep, she was diagnosed with uterine cancer. Now, nobody has a crystal ball. But one thing I know from the little science I have, I mean, I'm not a doctor, but back in 2015, if she had had a complete hysterectomy, she would not have a uterus to have become cancerous 2 years later. Okay? This woman has put her own life in dire jeopardy. And forget about the fact that now she has 2 rounds of cancer in 2 years, in 2 different parts of her body, 2 different organs. But she's now going to have more surgery, more anesthesia. We all know how risky that is. I've done shows about it. I've written blogs about it. No surgery is minor. And she's probably going to be back on the chemo and the radiation and all the other poison fun stuff that comes along with a cancer diagnosis. All because she wanted to carry her baby in her uterus. Like every woman. Well, you know what? Last I looked, I'm a woman. And I never have I ever wanted to become pregnant. Never have I ever wanted to carry a baby in my uterus. Never have I ever wanted to be a parent, a mommy. Never have I ever. And I am one in millions. There are millions of people like me, both men and women, who we choose never to become pregnant. It's a choice we make. For various reasons. We all have our own reasons for not becoming pregnant, not wanting to have kids. But for women, oh my God, get ready. Get ready. If a man says, yeah, dudes, I told her I don't want no kids. I don't want to be saddled with no kids. Oh, attaboy, you tell that bitch. You let her know how it is. If a woman says the exact same thing, I don't want to be pregnant. I don't want to gain the weight. I don't want to have the backache, the hemorrhoids, the swollen ankles, the swollen breasts. I don't want to be a mother. Oh, you selfish, barren, cold-hearted bitch. How dare you say you don't want children? You're a woman. You have healthy reproductive organs. It's your duty to use them. That's what one person who used to be my friend, remember I'm saying used to be, actually said to me. I have been called the all-time worst C word. We know what I'm talking about. C-U, yeah. A selfish, spoiled, barren, C-U, boom, boom. Simply because I have made a lifestyle decision along with my husband to not ever have children. Now, is that right? This is 2018, people. You know, women are doctors and lawyers and astronauts and airline pilots and police officers and firefighters. We are no longer relegated to birthing ovens. That's not our only purpose in this world anymore, although you would never know it when you look at even the television every day. The Today Show on NBC has become Mommy and Me show. Since Hoda Kotb took over for Matt Lauer, all Savannah and Hoda talk about, at least 3-4 times a week, is their kids. Their kids, that's all they talk about. And Dylan Dreyer's in it now too, because she just had a kid. So little Vale and little Charlie and little Calvin and little Haley Joy. The fact that I turn on the Today Show to get news, to watch news, and I know the anchor's children's names, that's a problem. It's a real problem for me. Basically, I only watch the first half hour of the Today Show anymore because the rest of it is basically a Mommy and Me show. Oh, little Vale did this today. Let's put a video up. Isn't it adorable? How many professionals do that? Do you walk into a meeting at your job and show a video of what your kids did last night? Or do you do your job, which is reporting the news? Hell, even the celebrity gossip is better than that. But oh, talk about celebrities. Turn on ET at 7 o'clock, Entertainment Tonight. Ooh, look! Somebody's expecting a baby. Oh, look at the baby bump. Oh, isn't her maternity outfit gorgeous? Oh, Chrissy Teigen, John Legend, another baby on the way. Beyonce's having twins, breaks Instagram. Who the hell cares? Society is pushing this crap, and it's 2018, people. When I said there were millions of women, just in America alone, who choose not to become mommies, oh, I'm right about it. I'm also right about the fact that they are ashamed of it. They're ashamed to let it be known in public. I am proud to be a member of many Facebook groups that are dedicated to child-free people. But they're closed groups. You can't find them unless you're invited to join them. I was invited to join them because somebody saw one of the shows I did and read one of my blogs, and they invited me to join. But even our groups that we have, we get trolls. We get people who pretend to be child-free and then come on and call us selfish, barren bitches, selfish, horrible people. You know, God said go forth and procreate. We get trolls, even on those pages. Some of these people are terrified that their own families will find out that they are purposely not getting pregnant because their parents are like, I want to be a grandma. I want to be a grandpa. Oh, well, get over it. Some people even report that they just got done cutting their wedding cake, and right away people are like, oh, when are you going to have kids? Having children, let me just say this, because people say, oh, Paula hates kids. Political Paula hates kids. Oh, no, I don't hate kids. I love kids who are children of responsible parents who planned for their children. Do you know that most American couples spend more time planning and saving for a vacation than they do for having a child? They just have a child because they can and they want to. Or they don't really care and it's just an accident. Oh, yep, we're pregnant, yay. We can't afford the kid, but that's okay because society and the government, they'll take care of us. They won't send us on a vacation to the Bahamas, but they will take care of our children. So we will save and plan for the vacation. But kids, no, we can just have them and let our neighbors' tax dollars take care of them. We don't have to worry about little things like providing food and a roof over their heads and health insurance for the children we choose to bring into this world. No, that would be asking too much. You know, I'd love to have a $500,000 house with a 2-car garage. But I don't, because you know why? I can't afford it. And I can't go to my neighbors and say, I really want this house. Come on. Why don't we just give me some of your tax dollars so I can get what I want? But where there's a baby involved, oh my God, oh yeah. Please have your babies. We will make sure that the neighbors are forced to support your decision to have kids. Here's something else that's very important. These are going to be messages now, especially for my young viewers, male and female. Before you get married, you can talk about what town you want to live in. You talk about all this crap. You talk about how much money you're going to spend on the DJ or the band. Talk about family planning. Do you both want the same amount of children? Do you both want children? And be honest. I have seen so many marriages break up because people lie. I don't want any children. No, I don't either. And a year into the marriage, she's pregnant. Uh-oh. Now what? Or, I do want children. And a couple years into the marriage, well, let's start trying to have a family. Oh, no, I don't want kids. Or the best one, wife comes home, husband's got a pack of frozen peas on his private parts. Oh, yeah, baby, I had a vasectomy this morning. You did what? We didn't talk about that. I thought we were having kids. Oops. You have to talk about it. It's the most important decision, first of all, you're ever going to make, because being a parent is the most important job you will ever have. It is the most responsibility you will ever have. I don't care what you do for a living. You could be a nuclear physicist. And yeah, your job's important. But being a parent is more important. And I promise you this, there is nothing worse than an unwanted child because they know they're not wanted. They know they were an accident. And they know because the parents let them know in small, subtle ways. If the wife says, I only want 2 children, and the husband says, no, I want 3, and he pushes her to have the third one is going to know. I'm a burden to my mommy. And one day in anger, when that 3rd child does something really horrible, like breaks her favorite piece of furniture or china, I never wanted you in the first place. Your father made me have you. It comes out. And same thing with a man. Man tells his wife, okay, we just had a baby. I'm done. And 2 years later, she's pregnant again. Didn't I tell you I didn't want any more kids? That child's going to know that daddy didn't want me. It comes out. The children can feel it. They're instinctual that way. I always love it when someone says, oh, you really want to marry this girl? Hide her birth control pills. Or tell her that you're wearing a condom, but you're really not. Get her pregnant, then she'll have to marry you. That used to happen more than you think. Women have evolved, or so we thought. But then I hear this woman, this intelligent woman, who's younger than I am, so should have grown up with the new way women are perceived in this world, and yet she's sitting there on national television saying every woman wants to carry their baby in their body. That's quite an assumption. Now, in all fairness, Megyn Kelly was the interviewer, and she did correct her. She said, well, many women, not all women. So thank you, Megyn, for doing that. But that woman offended me as a proud, child-free woman. She offended me completely because she's basically saying that I'm abnormal in some way. And sadly, that is the way that especially child-free women are perceived, not the men so much. Remember I told you a few weeks ago, a man can walk into any doctor's office at any age and demand a vasectomy to be sterilized, and they don't ask any questions. A woman who does the same thing will be told she's going to change her mind. No, you're going to change your mind, little lady. You're going to meet the right guy someday. You're going to want children. We can't do anything like that until you at least have one child, one natural childbirth. Now, let's talk about natural for a few minutes. And then tomorrow we're going to go into something else that's going on in society that contributes to all this tragedy and double standards. Natural. Yes, I guess childbirth is natural. Though we used to hear about women in the cotton fields dropping a baby, picking him up, putting him on their breast, and going right back to work. But you know what? There's a statistic that many of you may be shocked to learn. I know it shocked me. In the United States of America, this is America, right? Richest country in the world, best medical care in the world. Mortality rates for pregnant women. This means that the mother dies from complications from pregnancy or during pregnancy. We are the highest. We are higher than even some third world countries. I don't know if it's because we have more babies born. I don't know if it's because, and we're going to talk about this a little more tomorrow, women in our country are having babies at older ages and are at higher risk. Or maybe because of women like this woman that I talked about earlier. Women are willing to put themselves, their lives at risk in order to do something that they feel society tells them they should. Because it's normal. And if you don't want it, you're not normal in some way. Serena Williams, the tennis star, very wealthy. She almost died giving birth to her first child. And the only reason Serena Williams is not dead is because Serena Williams, the athlete that she is, she felt in her body something was wrong with her. And she had a blood clot in her lung from the pregnancy, from delivering her child. She said to the doctors, something is wrong. You need to check it out. And they found it, and they saved her life. She has come out in public to talk about this because she even admits that if her name was Sarah Williams or Sue Williams, she'd be dead. Because she was who she was, a celebrity, an athlete, she was able to diagnose something wrong in her own body after she delivered. And she told the doctors, you need to check this out. And she's alive. But if any one of us had had that same thing, we would have thought, oh, we don't feel good. We just delivered a baby. It's probably normal. And we would be dead. So think about that when someone says every woman should want to have a baby, no matter what. It's natural. It's safe. Best thing you're ever going to do. And when you meet somebody out there in the world who says very proudly, I don't have children and I don't ever want children, don't attack them. People get mad at me all the time for saying that people shouldn't have a lot of kids if they can't afford to pay for them, or welfare. And when I complain about that, I get attacked for that all the time. And yet it's okay for you guys to all judge me because I choose not to have any kids. I chose a lifestyle that is not child friendly, and I make no apologies for that. Because that, at the end of the day, is my choice as a 21st century woman. I don't live back in the 1950s and the 1800s when a woman's only job was to clean the house, have sex with the husband, make babies, and cook dinner. Women today have a lot more choices than just that. And for you women out there who enjoy just doing that, I make no judgment on you as long as you can afford to support the choices you make. Your husband makes a good living. If you want to stay home and have dinner on the table at 6 p.m., have sex once or twice a week, make a baby every 2 years, hey, go for it. If you are truly happy doing that, then more power to you. But that would not make me happy. And at the end of the day, I have as much of a right to be happy and to be accepted in my choices as you do in yours. Tomorrow's show is going to talk about this television craze and society's obsession with multiple births, like sextuplets, octuplets, and 19 kids and counting. So it's going to be an interesting show. I'll see you back here tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern. Until then, please remember again in your prayers and your thoughts my cousin Ryan. He's getting moved to a rehab facility this week after being in a terrible car accident last week. So we're thinking of you, Ryan, if you're watching. I'm sure you're probably a little busy trying to get back on your feet, which I know you will one day. So good luck to Ryan. Love shows and grows. Let's remember that everybody makes choices for their own reasons and that we all have a right to be accepted for who we are and who we choose to be. Political Paula, out.